The waiver of liability, big one, really, really important document, and it's one that we've sold the most of in the history of Conscious Counsel. The reason why waiver of liabilities are so important is because this is the document that has someone relinquish their legal rights to bring an action against you when they are participating in an activity that you are offering. So if you're offering Pilates or a massage, or you're bringing someone into your spa, or you're running a retreat, or you've got a CrossFit box, or you're doing a yoga retreat, whatever it is, the waiver of liability is like, it's the big kahuna of the legal documents for health and wellness professionals. So just to explain a little bit about a waiver of liability, what it is and why you need it. Again, it's the document someone's signing away so that they cannot sue you. But the document is only as good as however well it's drafted. I wrote a book called The Yoga Law Book, and in writing this book, I saw how often there were people, there were stories in the law of waivers of liability not holding up, and waivers of liability will not hold up if they're not drafted properly. The whole idea is someone signing away their legal rights, so the law takes that really seriously, and in order for that document to apply and actually hold up in court, it has to be really, really clearly drafted. The most important thing is to focus on what the activities that you do are, what the risks of those activities are, what the outcomes of the risks are, and then have someone voluntarily participate, affirm that they are healthy enough, and ultimately agree not to sue you. So the waiver of liability is a big one. It's one that we love drafting. We're constantly improving it to cover online, recorded videos, in person, in park, COVID, all of the relevant provisions we include. One of the most common questions we'll get about waivers is, do I need multiple waivers of liability if I'm doing multiple things? And the answer is no. The way that we've designed our documents here at Conscious Counsel for you is that you can put in all of the activities that you offer, and so long as you do that thoroughly and we're able to capture the risks of all those activities, you can have one waiver of liability that covers everything. Another question we always get is, do I always need people to re-sign the waiver? Do they have to sign it more than once? And the answer is the same as sort of the first one. So long as the activities that you're offering are not changing, and we've adequately captured the specifics of the activities that you're offering in an appropriate legal way, you do not need to have people re-sign the agreement. But for an example, let's say you were always doing things in person and now you're doing them online, and your waiver only covers you for in person. Yes, then you would need a new waiver of liability that covers online. Conversely, if you were always doing things online and now you're doing things in person, yes, you would need people to re-sign because you'd have to redraft the waiver to cover the risks of in-person in a COVID environment and all of the things that are relevant to that. So the waiver of liability is a big one. We love working on it, and we're excited to support you and help you cover your butt in doing it properly.